trendy shoes for 2026 that are already in style now in 2025. Starting with chocolate-colored shoes. Chocolate comes in as a new neutral. I've been talking a lot with you about this idea of new neutrals. Usually, we see accessories like bags, hats, shoe sole in more basic, neutral tones such as black, off-white, and beige. And now, in 2025, what we're seeing is the phenomenon of new neutrals. These new neutrals include butter, yellow, burgundy, originally mistyped as boronja, coffee brown, chocolate brown, and gray tones that bring a bit more creativity to the pieces we usually wear in basic colors. The interesting thing here is that any shoe in a chocolate tone is valid, and chocolate can vary. So, you can have a darker chocolate or a lighter chocolate. What's most interesting is that this is a color that brings timeless sophistication. That means that even though it's not your typical basic black neutral, it's also a piece you can buy without fear, because it won't go out of style. You can invest in pumps, loafers, ballet flats, always aiming for earthier tones, but more intense. So nothing too faded or grayish. The idea here is to really mimic the color of chocolate. You can go for traditional leather, patent versions, or even suede. This brown works well with all these materials and fabrics. Moreover, it's a color that pairs perfectly with the 1970s aesthetic, which came back strongly this year. In other words, it works well with boho and hippie styles. It's a color you can invest in with confidence. It also works well for those who don't look good in black, because I know for some people, black can feel too harsh or overwhelming. If your wardrobe doesn't have much black, this chocolate brown might work much better with your pieces. Pieces in off-white leaning toward cream, pieces with slightly warmer undertones, so that butter yellow blouse, for example, would go much better with this chocolate tone. This tone also goes really well with pieces like dark jeans, beige tailoring, or warmer shades like burnt orange, or that moss green that often pops up in fashion. It pairs perfectly with brown shoes. So, do you already have a pair of brown shoes in your wardrobe? Number 2. Clogs. Clogs are heavier, bulkier shoes that have made a strong comeback. They bring a lot of attitude and creativity when putting together an outfit. They usually come with a wooden sole and are open at the back with a block heel. In other words, they're naturally heavier shoes. They have that old-fashioned look, but I'm not talking about 10 or 20 years ago. I mean, they really look like much older vintage pieces, but that doesn't make them any less interesting. On the contrary, that makes them even more incredible when building your looks. I'd say you can go for smoother leather, okay girls? And in versions that include some detail, you can find models with metal accents, because we're seeing a lot of metallic applications in fashion for 2025. You can also go for slightly lower versions, but I believe those with a thicker, blocky, wooden sole will be the most beautiful. They were darlings of the 1970s, so they go well with that decade's aesthetic and with boho fashion, which, as you know, is very trendy right now. These are shoes that may slightly cut your height visually, especially because of the way they sit on the top of your foot. So, my tip is, if you're a shorter woman, go for a nude version. If you wear a shoe that contrasts too much with your skin tone, it may give the impression of shorter legs, and that's not what we're aiming for here, as it may cause a disproportion for shorter women. For taller women, the opposite is true. If you want to appear shorter, then wear a shoe that contrasts with your skin tone. So, if you have very fair skin, you can go for black, for example, to create that effect. These shoes go really well with long, flowy dresses that truly boho vibe. They'll also look great with wide-leg jeans and flare jeans as well. And of course, those tunic tops with that hippie effect. In other words, you can create super interesting and unique outfits with what I believe will be the quirkiest shoe of 2025. It's not a shoe I think everyone will go for, but it's the kind of piece that more creative people will definitely want to wear. Number 3 are the ballerina sneakers. And what are these sneakers? They are sneakers with a slightly slimmer shape, not very bulky, without much detail. Usually, they don't have those spring soles or those large rugged soles. No, these are sneakers that really resemble ballerina flats. They are more delicate and bring the practicality of sneakers, but with more delicacy. This type of sneaker, guys, is available from various brands, so you don't need to stick to just one. A very strong example of it was the Samba. The Samba was a sneaker that went viral, and it continues to appear strongly in fashion in 2025. It's a sneaker that has this slimmer shape. It's not that sneaker full of features, very wide, very thick. No, it has that sleeker design, but you can go for others from different brands and in different colors. Regarding colors, for example, I recommend rose, off-white, beige, and of course, white. White is a bit out of focus now, okay? I won't lie to you. White sneakers are a little out of fashion. That doesn't mean they're outdated, they're just not as in the spotlight at the moment. In its place, we're seeing more colorful versions. We're seeing a lot of yellow, brown, burgundy, and red, because these colors are more in vogue when we talk about sneakers. But you should choose the color that suits you and matches your wardrobe. That's what matters most. What will you use these sneakers for? To go about your daily activities. So keep that in mind. Here's a very important note. Sometimes we buy sneakers because they look cute, but they aren't comfortable. The main benefit of sneakers is to bring comfort and practicality, to be that piece you can wear all day with ease. I know not everyone feels comfortable wearing sneakers, but that should be the main goal. So be careful, because there are many sneakers being sold with the same idea. And what happens? You buy one and it's not even stitched, it's just glued, with poor quality, and it might give you foot pain or back pain. Also, it won't last long. Be very careful, because in this wave of slimmer and more delicate models, many stores are taking advantage and selling low-quality products. So don't just go for the looks. This is a very youthful piece, and on top of that, it will slim your foot. So, if you're the kind of person who doesn't like to draw much attention to your feet, go for a more neutral color like white, off-white, beige, or rose and wear it with confidence. This sneaker will go with the vast majority of pieces you own. It'll match with skirts, even pleated ones, capri pants, midi dresses, jeans. Almost everything pairs well with this sneaker shape, so you get a lot of versatility, in addition to it being a super youthful piece. Number 4 are suede shoes. Suede is a very strong and interesting material that offers durability, as well as a cozy texture for your looks. It's ideal to wear in boots and loafers, but you'll also find other shoe models that use this type of material. The suede finish is matte, so don't try to pair it with glitter unless you're someone with a very creative style. I don't think it's a piece that works well if, for example, you wear it with a blouse full of beads or shine. It won't harmonize very well. It works really well with other matte materials, so clothing made of cotton or linen will match much better with suede. Usually, it brings more earthy tones. When we talk about this type of material, we see a lot of it in brown, rust, olive, and caramel, all those more natural and earthy shades. It's also a material very associated with the 1970s, and that's exactly why it's coming back into fashion, with the return of that aesthetic that I've been mentioning for quite some time here on the channel. So, if you're looking for a more natural look, more connected to nature, this material will look amazing on your shoes. It's a very cozy material, but one that requires some care. So, when using it, I recommend avoiding wet places to prevent stains and dirt. That's not our goal here, right? Our goal is always to look well-dressed, polished, and organized, even if your look is more casual. Speaking of that, if you're looking for a material that conveys elegance, I think you can invest in suede. For example, you can use it in loafers, which bring that more classic, traditional air. You'll also find many pumps made of suede, so yes, it fits into a more classic, sophisticated look. If you want something more romantic, you'll find Mary Jane's. And if you want something more daring, there are suede boots too. There are many options for every taste. In other words, one way or another, you'll find a shoe in this material. And once you have one, maybe you'll fall in love and only want to buy shoes like this from now on. Number 5 is the banana boot. This boot is really interesting, okay ladies? It has become the new fashion moment. Lots of women are wearing it, and it's going viral right now. It's a mid to high shaft boot, and it has a more yellowish tone, but it's not a super bright yellow. It's more of a pastel, creamy yellow. It looks really interesting, okay? This tone will go very well with pieces that lean more toward cream or brown. So anything a little warmer and, at the same time, has that creamy vibe. Remember, I already said here on the channel that fashion now, especially in terms of colors, is very multi-sensory. So we're getting a lot of that effect where you look at a piece and it seems like food. You look at a piece and think, wow, it looks like chocolate mousse. This boot pairs very well with other colors that evoke that food vibe. It works with chocolate, wine, and cream. So keep that in mind when putting your outfit together. It will work really well with a variety of other pieces. That casual, more relaxed jeans will look great with this boot. You can also even go for dresses. Those more boho, loose dresses, those will work too. However, it's a boot with a slightly taller shaft. It goes from mid to a little higher. So, I think it looks really good with slightly tighter jeans. Even that skinny jeans you've kind of forgotten about in your closet will work well with this boot. If you want to be a little bolder, you can pair it really well with gray. The combination of gray and and yellow is simply amazing. It's a rare combo but looks really cool and interesting. And also with white if you want a more elegant, sophisticated touch. Overall, it's a boot that is indeed elegant, but can be worn in more creative ways. I love the color because it's not that cream color, and it's not caramel either. It's an in-between color that sometimes is exactly what you're looking for, right? Sometimes it's really just what you need in your wardrobe. If you're a summer woman, for example, I think this boot will match your aesthetic very well. But if you're a spring woman, it will also match your aesthetic nicely, as well as autumn women. I just think winter women don't match this boot as much because it's yellow, it's softer and warm, so I don't think it will blend well. But women from the other seasons can invest more confidently. Did you already know about the banana boot? Did you know it's going viral right now? Tell me in the comments. You know your comment is very important to influence the other subscribers here on the channel and to leave your opinion. After all, the video continues in the comment section. And I want to know, do you follow trends when it comes to shoes? Do you like to buy what's in fashion at the moment? Or are you the type that already has your shoe collection and prefers not to change it? Do you just watch the videos to see if your collection is up to date? I also want to know if you're the kind of woman who has a collection that has practically everything, so you never need to buy anything. Just open the closet, dust off your shoes, and wear them. I really like this interaction with you all in the comments, so tell me. And of course, you help the channel a lot by commenting the magic words of the day, which are trend, viral, shoes. I count on your help to keep bringing videos here every day. While you do that, we'll keep going with the video. Number 6 is animal print shoes. I've already been talking a lot about animal prints here on the channel. I've shown many really interesting shoes. I think what's most interesting about animal print is that it's creative, very unique, and at the same time, it offers a great option for those who have never worn it before or don't feel comfortable wearing a full outfit with the print. What do I recommend? If you're a woman whose wardrobe leans more toward beige and brown tones, you can go for leopard print. Leopard or little leopard print will work really well for you because it already matches the pieces you have in your closet. Now, if your wardrobe is mostly black and white, what I'd suggest is zebra print. Zebra print will work great with your wardrobe because it'll match those black and white pieces perfectly. If your wardrobe has more muted or grayish tones, you know, those dusty colors like dusty rose, muted blue, or pistachio green, I recommend snake print. Snake print usually comes in less saturated colors, often with grayish tones, so again, it will go really well with your looks. What I love most about animal print is that it works as a statement piece. So, if you want, you can pair it with more neutral clothing. You don't have to go out and throw on a bright red dress with animal print shoes. No, you can start with a pair of jeans, a t-shirt, and a more neutral bag. That way, you begin to incorporate animal prints into your wardrobe without any big surprises or discomfort. I get it if you've never worn, for example, a leopard print dress. Wearing such a bold print from head to toe might feel like too much. So start with the shoes. I always give this tip here on the channel. As for materials, I recommend going for high quality shoes that you know will last. If you're shopping and notice the item already looks faded, don't even bring it home because you know it'll fade quickly and that print will disappear in no time. If you can go for genuine leather, that's always the top choice. But if you prefer faux leather, that's totally fine too. No shame in that, girls. Again, start with neutral pieces, and once you're comfortable, you can begin to be more daring. But always remember, go by what's already in your wardrobe. There's no point in having an all black and white wardrobe and trying to add an animal print that's the complete opposite. It'll feel strange. Start with what already feels comfortable to you. Your personal style is what matters most. Number 7 is buckle boots. This type of boot is very cool, very interesting. They bring that more urban, more fashionista, and creative vibe. Generally, it was a boot we saw mostly paired with jeans, but lately, it has been widely used with skirts, precisely to create that contrast effect, making everything very creative. You can choose several colors, girls, so it can be more brown, it can be more black. I really like those boots that are a very dark brown, almost black, and then, like with these buckle boots, sometimes they're a little worn out, almost as if they've been heavily used. There's that slight undertone, you know? Where it's a bit worn, it gets a bit more brown. Wow, I think it looks amazing, like a piece that has history, a piece that has been well used. I think it's simply stunning. But you can also opt, for example, for this piece in wine color. This type of boot in wine is very trendy right now. It's quite popular and brings another fashion element for the moment. Another color is the chocolate brown I mentioned earlier. earlier. So you can mix other trends with this boot, which is already very fashionable by itself. It pairs very well with that biker style, you know? And if you like that bold, attention-grabbing, powerful look, this boot is for you. Besides that, these boots usually don't have heels, so they're an extremely comfortable option. If you're a woman who prioritizes comfort and avoids heels at all costs, then this boot will work perfectly for you. I think it matches very well with that rock and roll vibe. So, you know that band t-shirt? For example, you can combine it really well with this boot. And to soften the look, you can wear a skirt-of-in one with lace details, which is another trend that's really coming up right now. Actually, a viral trend I'll be sharing soon here on the channel. I think it's possible to create super interesting looks. And this is the piece you'll want to wear once you buy it. You'll want to wear it because even though it's a bit different and a little heavy, it kind of calls you to wear it, to go out on the street, show it to everyone. I can't explain exactly what feeling this boot gives me. I just know I feel something strong about it. I don't own it yet, but I'm already considering buying it because it really caught my attention. And mind you, I usually prefer more practical, everyday things, but this one really won my little heart. Number 8 is the T-strap sandal. This type of sandal forms a detail that looks like the letter T right over the top of the foot. And guys, it's very charming, bringing that very retro touch. It's an open sandal, so it'll give you that thermal comfort. It has that strap, so it will indeed cross your foot, but it won't create that effect of making your height look much shorter. Most likely, it can even give a little elongation, okay? It depends on the model and the color. It looks very nice in black, brown, wine. The nude color is nice too, but I think the nude sandal reminds me a lot of a dance sandal. You know when you see those dance competitions? So it really reminds me of that type of sandal. Actually, I think you can even buy a dance shoe and wear it because they are often more comfortable and flexible. So for you who are looking for a sandal like this that offers more comfort, it might be an excellent option. This type of sandal was a hit in the 1920s, which is another trend I've already shared here on the channel. The 1920s are back with everything in 2025, and of course, this sandal would end up appearing with it. But besides appearing within the 1920s trend, it's also going viral right now on the internet, with many bloggers showing it, especially those who attend more fashion shows, who like what's on the runway, because it was on the runway that these sandals also appeared strongly. And as I've already mentioned here on the channel, a piece starts showing on a runway, then bloggers start wearing it, right? YouTubers, fashionistas, and then the piece reaches the consumer market. So if you're not seeing it in stores yet, don't worry, it'll start appearing soon. It's a piece that draws attention to the ankle, so if you like to show that area of your leg, go for it without fear. It's an excellent choice. It also gives a little elongation to the foot and legs. So just for that, it's worth giving it a chance. It pairs very well with midi skirts, flowy dresses, and wide leg pants. It's a slightly more classic and traditional version than the Mary Jane. So if you already like the Mary Jane effect, if that's a shoe you like, I highly recommend investing in this one. It's a much more traditional, interesting swap that follows the same aesthetic. So if you like one, you'll probably like the other too. And if you're enjoying this video, you'll love all the other videos I bring here on the channel, because here there are videos every day, always talking about fashion, beauty, and trends. You won't want to miss out, right? So go ahead, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so YouTube sends you that notification every day, letting you know there's a new video made with lots of care just for you. While you do that, we continue with the video. Number 9 is Mary Jane. Speaking of her, she keeps going viral. It's that classic shoe that looks like a doll shoe, which is chic and also mature. Some people think that because Mary Jane looks like a doll shoe, it's not an adult piece, but on the contrary, it is an adult piece that looks very interesting and very elegant. What we are seeing now are slightly lower Mary Janes, which doesn't mean you can't invest in those with heels, but the models more focused on Mary Jane without heels seem to be the ones going viral on the internet right now, especially the black ones. These are the ones showing up the most. So, if you like black Mary Janes, this is the right moment because you'll have a lot of variety and you'll find them easily in stores. Also because it's such a trendy piece. It's a beautiful, comfortable, and very feminine shoe. I think it brings that retro femininity that many women love. If you like a more romantic touch, it's a perfect piece for you. It's very comfortable and practical for everyday use, so it's not the kind of shoe that will leave your foot exposed. Quite the opposite, it gives a certain protection, but comfortable protection. For that, I highly recommend buying those with a thicker, softer insole to bring comfort, because it's no use buying a shoe that's beautiful and wonderful, but you can't wear it. Unfortunately, that happened to me once. I bought a shoe like this, Very pretty and interesting, but it was very hard to wear because it kept hurting. So, my tip is to buy those adhesive cushions that you can put inside the shoe, and that will prevent blisters because, as I always say here on the channel, more important than following fashion is feeling comfortable and wearing your personal style. So yes, I'm a big fan of Mary Jane's, and I will never give them up. Guys, I've been wearing Mary Jane since before I even knew that shoe's name was Mary Jane. That was more than 20 years ago, so you can rest assured I'll keep wearing them. I'm still a defender of Mary Jane's, but I had this little issue that has already been solved. Now, I want to know if you wear Mary Jane's if you like this shoe. I think they're super cute, comfortable, and versatile. Do you agree with me or disagree? I want to know your opinion in the comments. Number 10 is the slingback, which has already become the king here on the channel, right girls? The slingback is always appearing because, after all, it became the new classic. It's that shoe that's open at the back, has a strap and a buckle. The front can be rounded or thinner. The interesting thing is to have a slingback in your wardrobe. The slingback shouts wealth. It's like it comes close to you and says, look how chic I am. Guys, it's a very elegant shoe. I'd say it's the most elegant shoe I've ever seen in my life. When it comes to models, slingbacks come in all styles. There are more creative ones with several buckles, usually in slightly different colors, like wine, and more traditional ones, like the black and white bicolor slingback. I really like the black and white slingback. I think it's simply amazing and totally worth it, especially if you like that Chanel style, that 50s style. It goes really well with this type of shoe. I think because it shows the heel, it has a little sensual touch, but it's a very sophisticated, very elegant sensuality. It's nothing bold, okay girls? It's just the sensuality of showing the heel, so it's nothing extreme. It's just that it really is a powerful shoe, but not an ultra flashy power. It's a discreet kind of power. It knows it's powerful and doesn't need to shout. It goes very well with tailored pieces, more minimalist outfits, and straight jeans that more French girl look, but with a slightly more mature vibe. I think it looks simply stunning. And it's a shoe that, as you can see, showed up and isn't going out of style. It's staying strong to the point of becoming one of the biggest viral trends at the moment. Speaking of which, do you already know what the other trends are that are everywhere on the internet right now? Want to know what they are? Then click on the video appearing on the screen and I'll tell you all about it there. I'm waiting for you there.